Well, hello again. This is Dr. Michael Bogart of Aspect Ministries, where we are all about promoting effective 21st century faith. So if you saw my previous introductory video about the Chosen series, you'll recall that I tackled a basic issue that pops up throughout the various episodes, and that is, what does it mean to be a Jew? In this video, I want to explore the intimate connection between what Christians call the Old Testament and the New Testament portions of the Bible. Now, I mentioned my qualifications in the previous video as well. I'm a follower of Jesus, a Protestant pastor with an earned doctorate in education that involved research into cross-cultural learning, which makes me have something to say in this series. And I'm a longtime teacher in secular colleges and universities. I didn't directly speak of my passion, though, which is to bring the Bible to life for 21st century people, and especially for those who may have had little or no experience with the Bible before. So when I heard that The Chosen was being made available to the public, I was deeply interested to see if it would mirror my own passion. So far, we're finishing up season 2, and I've watched each episode with very rapt attention, and I have not been disappointed. Let me begin by restating what I see as the problem. It's not The Chosen itself. It's the fact that 20 centuries have come and gone, and many layers of culture and language and history separate us from those times. So much so that even deeply religious people sometimes struggle with understanding the customs and historical setting that come with any depiction of the gospel accounts. As I've said before, the gospel accounts are the records of Jesus' life as recorded by Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John in the New Testament. Now let's move on to something that factors into every episode so far, and that's the deep connection between the New Testament and the Old Testament. And by the way, Jews don't call the Old Testament by that name. Instead, they use terms like the Torah, the Hebrew Scriptures, or the Tanakh. Tanakh is simply a combination of the three main sections of the Hebrew Scriptures. The Torah itself, which is Genesis through Deuteronomy, that's the T. Nevi'im, the prophets, that's the N. And the Ketubim, the other writings like Psalms, the books of Samuel, etc. Tanakh. Now, keep in mind that Jesus and his disciples were all Jewish. Since the New Testament books were written several decades after Jesus walked the earth, the scriptures Jesus was working with would be the Old Testament. That is why the characters in the series are constantly studying and quoting passages out of the Old Testament. And of course, they call it studying Torah. Here's an example of what I mean about the characters in The Chosen quoting the Old Testament, studying the Old Testament, and so forth.
So, do you have a favorite passage from the first 5? Do you? I suppose I love the beginning. I love how God simply spoke and the world came into being. Yes. As David wrote, by the word of the Lord, the heavens were made.
Also, you'll notice that many of the episodes in the series begin with short clips about events or people from the Old Testament, which will figure into that particular episode. People like Jacob, David, and Moses. These were heroes of the faith for Jews, and Jesus and the disciples would have been constantly interacting with the Bible's accounts of these heroes. Now, what goes for the gospel accounts of Jesus' life also goes for the New Testament as a whole. The New Testament constantly quotes the Old Testament. And when it's not quoting the Old Testament, the New Testament is referring to lessons or people from its pages. Let me see if I can paint a word picture for you. Picture a house. It has a foundation. That's the Torah. Torah, as I said before, is Genesis through Deuteronomy. The foundation would be the very basis of the house, and everything else is built on these Torah books, these 5 books. Then come the prophets, in which people speak for God by applying the Torah to situations that Israel was facing at various times. Next come the writings, which are a miscellaneous bag of books containing poetry like the Psalms, wisdom literature like Proverbs, Job, and Ecclesiastes, and historical records like Samuel, Kings, and Chronicles. Picture these Old Testament books as the first story of the house. The second story would, of course, be the New Testament books, the 4 Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, the Acts, which is a history of the early church, the letters of Paul, Peter, John, and others, and finally the book of Revelation. The Chosen does a masterful job of weaving these Old Testament stories into the episodes where Jesus refers to them. I mentioned a minute ago that Jesus and the disciples were all Jewish. Keeping that in mind matters because you simply cannot get the full impact of the Gospels, or even of the New Testament as a whole, unless you have some grasp of the Jewish background in which Jesus functioned, including the Old Testament scriptures. Jesus was Jewish through and through. His disciples were Jewish through and through. Yes, they came from various subgroups within Judaism, and they had different perspectives on things, but they were all Jews. As Jews, these Old Testament accounts of people's lives, the predictions of the prophets, the prayers and human expressions in the Psalms, all would have been deeply interwoven into their conversation. So if you don't understand at least something about the Old Testament, it's difficult to get the full impact of many of the things that Jesus says and does. All right, in the next background video, I'll take a look at what it means for Jews to keep the Sabbath. In the meantime, you may want to watch my other videos on YouTube, like my 5-minute Bible guides, in which I give simple but impactful chunks of information about the Bible and related topics. Also, you may want to check out a couple of my websites. One is aspectministries.com, where there are not only videos, but lots of other very useful and inspiring information in various formats related to effective 21st century faith. Another website is theundiscoveredbible.com, which hosts a number of episodes jam-packed with some of the undiscovered mysteries of the Bible that we filmed in its natural setting in Israel. The Undiscovered Bible Project uncovers the cultural and historical layers that have often been obscured by more than 2,000 years of time. And I think you'll enjoy and benefit from visiting both of these websites. Till next time, my congratulations to the whole cast and crew of The Chosen on a masterful job of bringing the Gospels to life. Till next time, this is Dr. Michael Bogart with Aspect Ministries.